Good morning, Cancer. I'm ready to rock your Celtic cross for you. This is going to be 9/25/24. See what's going on for my Cancer collective. I love you guys. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for showing up. These readings, we go deep, so this isn't going to be so much about, do they love me, do they not, what do they feel, there's a million readings like that. Cancer, though, you're the ocean, you're very deep, so I kind of want to go under the surface. Yeah, okay, check it out. Eight of Swords is your center card. Lord of Shortened Force. Lord of Cruelty and Despair. Nine of Swords is what is crossing that. Cancer, I think what's been going on for you lately is your demons are getting cast out. I think you've had them for quite a while and they've kind of been running the show and keeping you in paralysis. That Eight of Swords too, it's always like we're in a prison of our own making, but so is everybody, until behavior changes, nothing really changes. But the demons get louder as they're getting cast out. Eventually the comfort zone, and I'm not talking literal demons, though it can be, but let's tame it down. When things are comfortable, they work until they don't. And then when they don't, it starts to get louder and louder and burn itself off. So I think what's happening is this Nine of Swords is making a situation worse than it is, and so is Eight of Swords. So what's happening is it's just kind of burning itself off. It's gotten louder and louder and louder, and now you're like, yeah, you're coming out of a shell, you're coming out of a cocoon, you're coming into something new, and sure, there's a bit of a struggle because you got to break through the old. What once served you no longer does. What's below you is a Ten of Pentacles. You have everything that you need. You have a ton of wisdom from the information you've gathered in the past from this Eight of Swords. See, I think too with Eight of Swords, what can happen is we try things, we do things, nothing working out. And it's like, well, I'm never, your mind always is like, well, I got to keep you safe. So we're not doing this again. We're not doing that again. We're not doing this again. We're not even going to try. But eventually, it's kind of like a trunk of a tree, because this is Pentacles, Ten of Pentacles, earth energy. You know how it grows out, grows wide. You're getting too big for that. And that's what that Nine of Swords and demons being cast out thing is. It's just like, oh my God, it's too much. I can't contain. It's like a force of nature that your mind can't even control. So you're just getting too big for the old story. And that's what's below you. It's like, sort of like your seed was planted, and then that root system sends out shoots, every shoot probably thinking, this is going to be the one, this is going to be the one, this is going to be the one. But actually all they're doing is gathering up nutrients and information so that you can come through the topsoil. So you have a wealth of experience underneath you, especially with what's behind you with a Knight of Wands. You have a wealth of that behind you. Because again, like we said, of the shoots being sent out from the seed, you've learned a lot from your struggle. Crowning you, we have the Moon, flux and reflux. That's your power. Again, these readings, we talked about going under the surface, right? The Moon talks about secrets. The Moon talks about What's underneath this Eight of Swords? What's underneath this Nine of Swords? What's getting exposed? So that's water. You're also watering yourself, but underneath you have a wellspring of energy. And it's like you know how to use it. And in the moon, there's both the light and the dark in the water sign. You know, moon dictating the ocean, Cancer being the ocean. You know to stay in the middle now and not get so wrapped up in one or the other, the either and the or. That's what Eight of Swords type energy is. That's what Nine of Swords type energy is. And I don't think you're just seeing this in yourself. You're seeing this throughout the world. That this is something that just is in existence. Whether people are aware of it or not, you are. What we get before you is the sun. This is the ultimate transmutation, because what you're doing is you're taking the moon, right, and then the sun. Okay, that's really powerful, Cancer, especially when we get here. Then your attitude is you, the Chariot, the light and the dark coming together, the light and the dark coming together. You've taken these lessons, your experience, and while everybody is different, we're all the same. And you're not only seeing it like, okay, well, this is what happened for me, but this is what's happening for everybody. And you're not going to get so wrapped up. And there's a heart of forgiveness, because the sun forgives everything. Sun shines on just, unjust, doesn't matter. So you're seeing that, and you're not getting so wrapped up in the hyperbole that you could maybe see a lot of other people, places, things get wrapped up in. Not only that, and maybe you're not going to shine it outward, you know, go get on a soapbox, but you are emanating that energy, and that sometimes is far more powerful than, you know, being on a soapbox. You're just being in that light. Moon controlling the emotions. Emotions being, what, 70% of the Earth's surface? Water. Sun controlling the rotation of the Earth. So it's all working together in God's universe for you, Cancer, and you've got it perfectly in line, and you are in sync with it. You are very in tune. The Chariot, you are very in tune. You've mastered both, the sun and the moon. So now you can just be. What's going on around you? Six of Pentacles, Lord of material success. Maybe the money isn't showing up for you the way you'd like right now, Cancer, but the thing of it is, you know who you are. This doesn't have to be about money. This just has to be about who you are in the world. That Eight of Swords, you know, it can take us this way, that way. Swords are very tough. Swords are thoughts, though. Thoughts are fleeting. Thoughts get outdated. Emotions never do. And that's why you can know a lot, but until you hit people in the feels, there's very little influence. So you're kind of getting over thinking so much, and you're kind of into just, how does this feel intuitively, what's happening here? That's what you're planting into the world. Hierophant, Magus of the eternal gods. There is a structure. Baking a cake, do this. Don't mess with the rules of how to bake this cake, you'll get a good cake. I think you've become one master of your own domain. I think you're going into really good channeling power as well. And as we talked about the system of the universe, I think you're really in tune with that right now, Cancer. The other fear might be that maybe you're kind of alone in this, and that other people are still living in an Eight of Swords type energy, or there's just, you have, again, the ocean. How deep is that? Who knows? It's not surface level stuff. So you may be surrounded in hopes and fears by structure or by things you're afraid you're not going to be understood. But I think what's happened with this, especially with the Six of Pentacles in the environment, you've planted yourself well enough, especially 10 of Pentacles beneath you. Look at that as a tree's root system. That's a wealthy root system. So you're not going to be toppled over. One, you can follow the guidance of the natural order of the universe. Two, you can also understand that we live in a profoundly sick society. So whether or not people agree with that, you're not hurting anybody, you're just doing what's natural. And whether that looks good to people, whether it looks bad to people, you know the order of the universe. So it's all going to, you're kind of invincible, Cancer, because you're a star. And that is your outcome, the daughter of the firmament. Traditional Rider-Waite, she has the 7 chakras, each star. She's also naked and vulnerable. I don't think you're ashamed of yourself anymore. I don't think there is any shame. I don't think there's any self-doubt anymore either. She's naked and she's putting the water into the cup of water into the water. So she's purged herself of all that doubt, of all those emotions, of all of that stuff. So, and through that vulnerability is great power. People say don't be vulnerable. That's weakness. Strength is vulnerability. That's when things actually start to move, Cancer. So you're moving. In career, we have you with the 7 of Wands. What I hear there is you're creating a space for yourself. That's about all I'm hearing. It's not really about fighting with other people, though it may feel like a bit of a struggle. I don't, look at all these major arcanas. There's nothing in that about struggle except the beginning with the 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, and that's not even with other people. Sometimes it gets very difficult when you get into tarot because everyone wants to talk about what they're doing, and it doesn't matter. What matters is what's going on in our own mind. So you are victorious. In the Rider-Waite too, this comes after the 6 of Wands, becoming victorious, but then everyone wanting to get at him, having to create like a space for himself to stand that way. So as a star, you're not fighting anyone, but you are creating a circle of fire around you. And you're not against anyone, but you are, however, for you. Just like a tree, when it takes up that space, it takes up that space. Other trees don't really come in and they don't fight for that. It's like, no, I've got deep roots. That's not the order of the universe. Fighting for position, not the natural order. It's ordained by God what your position is. Relationships, what we get here, 2 of Pentacles. So let's see, we have another water sign, we have a fire sign. Hierophant, I think, is Taurus, correct me if I'm wrong. You could have an air sign, the star, another water sign, the moon. But again, with this, creating a circle around yourself, with this, Hierophant, with these 10 pentacles, with all of this information, again, I'm not really reading tarot about what's going on out there. The relationship with yourself is changing and becoming more harmonious. Therefore, it is only natural you will attract that to you. My point is Cancer, you've become really independent now. And I don't think you care what you attract. Whereas in the past with this 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, that's all about worry. How's this going to look? What do I do? I don't really pick that up here. You're like, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And it used to be, I think, Cancer, 8 of Swords, 9 of Swords, do they like me? Do they not like me? What are they doing? You're more like now, well, do I like them? And it's not even about them. It's like you might be going to the drawing board about what really matters to you and what do you really want. Not so it looks good, but so that it is good. I just see you letting go of a ton of worry and following the natural order of things. And the overall for the reading is Lord of Rest from Strife. 4 of Swords. You're relaxing into this. This is just happening for you. It's not a effort. It's been these 8 swords, these 9 swords, these 10 pentacles, this 9 wands. You've done the effort. Trees too, while we're on that theme, they grind underground. The growth is grinding. Then when they sprout out, it's all about the leaves, and just suddenly we go back into relaxation, and then the sun just shines down in. So it's all about, getting your harvest basically from the sun, from the soul, from the spirit, from the sun. And following that intuitive nudge that takes you there. And your intuitive nudge is telling you, look, there is a natural order to things. You don't have to struggle so hard. In the Tao Te Ching, he talks about, I am nourished by the Great Mother. Other people are busy. I alone am aimless and without desire. I'm different. I'm nourished by the Great Mother. That doesn't mean you don't do anything, but it kind of does, because you're trusting enough. You intuitively know what action to take rather than scrambling to take an action to get somewhere. The star, that sun being a star. You are relaxing into your true potential. And that is what I have for you today, Cancer. Thank you for joining me for your tarot diary. I will see you tomorrow. If you like this video, like, click, and subscribe. I'm wishing you a happy and prosperous day. Take care, stay healthy, and be well.